That's why I'm supporting Governor Huckabee. He's solid on the issues, but he's solid on the intangible benefit of leading for change, because he is a man of conviction, and he will lead and take America up. And I'm glad you love that. It's good to see a young if you voted yet. But I'm excited about Governor Huckabee, and I'm excited about his leadership. Vertical politics is what it's about. And you get a chance to hear his message today. And by the way, Oklahoma is very important this upcoming Tuesday. Let me tell you how important. When you look at the states, he'll tell you today that only 8% of the delegates have been accounted for as of today. On Tuesday, there's going to be a whole bunch of delegates. Governor Huckabee is leading in 6 or so states or more right now in the South: Arkansas, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, Missouri, and Oklahoma. So on Tuesday, we need a clean sweep of those southern states, and we're going to send Governor Huckabee to the convention in August to say, go lead us, go take us vertical and make a difference on behalf of the United States of America. I'm going to introduce you to a man that I served with for a number of years. Some of you may know I was in the Senate for several years, and there was a man I served with there, Randy Brogdon, who's a dear, dear friend of mine. And Randy and I share a lot of values and a lot of convictions together. And we've been talking about this campaign for a number of weeks. Randy is endorsing the governor, and he is here to introduce the governor. And I'm so thankful he's doing that, because he stands strong on the issues of immigration. He stands strong on fiscal policy. He stands strong on the issues of life in marriage, as the governor does. And I really appreciate his leadership in that regard. So if you would join me in welcoming Senator Brogdon, he's going to introduce the governor. And we look forward to celebrating with you as we head into Tuesday. And thank you for being here. Randy?
Thank you for that filibuster, Senator Pruitt. Okay. Well, I tell you what, I'm probably like most of you in this crowd today, most Oklahomans and certainly most Americans. I had to do a lot of soul searching who I was going to support this year. I don't think I have struggled like I have in this election, in any other election I've ever voted in, even my own. Of course, I knew I was going to vote for me. But I've had many conversations. I've had many emails and letters and direct contact with presidential candidates. And I've asked some pretty tough questions, because I am a conservative, and many of you know that I believe in the conservative values. So I've done a lot of soul searching over the last few weeks. A couple of months ago, I was actually privileged to meet Governor Huckabee. And I spent, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes with him. And at that time, I told him, I said, Governor, I got to tell you, I wish he was in here, because I wonder if he remembers this story. But I told him, I said, Governor, I got to tell you, I'm not with you yet. I've got a lot of questions that remain unanswered for me. Well, over the last several months, the last few weeks, and in particular over the last few days, I can tell you the governor has answered the questions that have been dogging me. You see, I am concerned about things like freedom and liberty. I'm concerned about things like pro-life, family values. I have a worldview that guides my life and directs my life. And the questions that I was struggling with, I would be bombarded with information and emails and saying, oh no, this candidate believes this and this candidate believes that. But the things that I am truly concerned about are liberty issues, freedom issues, and sovereignty issues. Sovereignty of this state, sovereignty of our country. I'm happy to tell you this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, that Governor Huckabee has answered all of my questions for me. I feel very confident that Governor Huckabee believes in life. I believe confidently that Governor Huckabee understands what liberty and freedom is all about. I believe that Governor Huckabee truly is one of us. He is a true conservative. Now, I say that after it took me about 3 or 4 months to come to that conclusion. And I hope he just didn't say he's going to be here in 10 minutes, because I don't have a 10-minute speech. I'll have to pass the plate. Okay. Did you hear about the one?
Isn't it funny if the guy accused me of filibuster?
I wanted to, and I got my I voted pin on today, and in fact I did vote. I'll be in session next week on Tuesday, so I wouldn't be able to come home and vote, so I used my opportunity to vote early, and you know, we believe here in Oklahoma, vote early, vote often, but only once. So really vote often, but you know, just one time in each race. That's probably the only thing that'll be on the news tonight. Let me tell you what solidified my support for Governor Huckabee, and it's come within the last couple of days. And for those of you that know anything about what I've been working on over the last couple of years, and last year in particular, things that concern me deeply are like the NAFTA Superhighway, the North American Union. You know as well as I, there is a concerted effort around this country, right here in our own state, a concerted effort to undermine the sovereignty of this great nation. And it's being done through trade policy, through transportation policy, and little by little, bit by bit, our liberty is being snatched away from us. Last year, we were able to pass some legislation that stopped the NAFTA Superhighway from running through the state of Oklahoma. Some of the questions that I had for Governor Huckabee, I didn't know where he was on that issue. But I have since learned over the last few weeks that Governor Huckabee is a strong opponent of the NAFTA Superhighway. He is a strong opponent of the North American Union, the Security and Prosperity Partnership. All of these things that have a direct frontal assault on the liberty and the freedom of every individual in this room and around the country. Governor Huckabee is trying to stop that and to support freedom and liberty, and I appreciate that for him.
Yes,
from him. And I'm going to save one last story for when he gets here. So, what? I'll be here momentarily. I'm going to introduce him when he gets here. I got just a couple of things to say, and I want to say that. So, Scott, do you have anything else that you'd like to know about the program?
Well, I don't think we should sing. I started that at the beginning, so I don't think we should do that. But we could do that. But the governor will be here momentarily. AJ, one of the folks from Local Office, came up to me about 5 minutes. He said 3 minutes ago, 5 minutes, so it should be momentarily.